At the core of tactical aircraft, according to AFI 112C-130 Vol 1, Flying Operations C-130 Aircrew Training, the overall objective of the Aircrew Training Program is to develop and maintain a high state of mission readiness for the immediate and effective employment in exercises, peacekeeping operations, contingencies, and war in any environment. Mission readiness and effective employment are achieved through development and mastery of core competencies for C-130H crew members. These core competencies include tactical ingress, tactical egress, airdrop, formation, assault landings, MBG operations during all phases of flight, instrument procedures, mission planning, landing zone ground operations, and crew management. What are the advantages of airdrop? According to sources, it maximizes initial mass of personnel and or equipment. It enables an element of surprise, minimizes the size of the objective area, and requires minimal, if any, ground support or material handling equipment. Recently, Air Mobility Command leadership has proposed that the C-130 community could absorb as much as a 50% reduction in airdrop capability with no risk to their ability to fulfill wartime requirements. The National Guard Bureau non-concurs with those statements. The National Guard Bureau is concerned that theater commanders will experience a loss of flexibility and capability from the Air National Guard units, and the community will be divided by ability. This would inevitably force units or crews that are airdrop qualified to experience a significant increase into deploy to dwell ratios, which are at 1 year deployed for 5 years in garrison, the highest point sustainable. The AMC analysis also includes combat command op plan requirements. However, it does not include all current known requirements levied on Operation Iraqi Freedom, Operation Enduring Freedom, and direct support missions to the United States Army. Why not to reduce the C-130 airdrop capability by 50%? Readiness. We must be able to drop in any environment. We must have global reach, whether it be combat or humanitarian. We have proven that in Vietnam, Sarajevo, Bosnia, Haiti, Afghanistan, Iraq, and it has even been projected that it will be needed in future conflicts or humanitarian missions. Here are the facts. They are concluded by Major Matt Quinn, who is a C-130H instructor, navigator, and a distinguished graduate of the United States Air Force Weapons Instructor Course. A 20-ship formation of C-130s will deliver 1,280 paratroopers in 2 minutes and 53 seconds. The formation will burn 100,000 pounds of fuel per hour. A C-17 formation of 12 aircraft will drop 1,224 paratroopers in 7 minutes and 45 seconds. The formation will burn 216,000 pounds per hour. So we have to ask ourselves, what does this mean? It means more cost for the C-17, and if the C-130 is used, less cost, and ultimately less time to hostile forces. Why not the C-17? It cannot drop visually. It does not have they do not have a navigator on board, and they rely solely on computers. Unlike the C-17, the C-130 is categorized as a tactical theater airlift, and it's responding at a moment's notice to the Joint Forces Air Component Command, or JFAC. If with the reduction, it would decrease the flexibility to successfully execute any countering or any contingency and meet combatant commanders' immediate needs. To address the argument of cost savings, reduction in airdrop equals reduction in flying hours equals reduction in cost. The argument presented by the Air Mobility Command leadership is that the reduction could save $1.7 million per flying squadron. Assuming that it was an 8-aircraft wing, the Air National Guard has projected that if we should have to requal these crews for future airdrop capability, it would be at a projected cost of $350,000 per crew, which at an 8-aircraft wing, it would cost $2.8 million. Therefore, the Air National Guard has concluded that the cost of $2.8 million would void the cost savings argument presented by the Air Mobility Command leadership. In closing, the C-130s are tactical theater aircraft, ready to respond at a moment's notice to the Joint Task Force Air Component Commander, and reducing the capability will give the component commander less choices, less flexibility. Therefore, our flexibility to put a crew together, send them to a theater on short notice, or the flexibility to task a crew within that theater on short notice, is indispensable to a commander and a soldier in the warfighter.